for me, identify is identifying all of the limiting beliefs, the silent prisons I had hidden in my own mind that I thought I had to do, that I thought I had to accomplish all these things, right? The cultural norms, all of it. And once you identify what those are, then it's identifying who are the people that will hold up a mirror and show me what I need to know about myself that maybe I can't see about myself. So we've got lots of friends, I'm sure, but the friends that are just the yes people and are only cheerleading us, we need people that are also going to challenge us. Identify those people. So what I decided to do is after I pled guilty, I called, so I'm a really anal person, so I made like a spreadsheet of 200 people in my life, and one by one, I began to call them. Now, I didn't know if these people would hang up on me. I was actually convinced that they wouldn't want anything to do with me because they only love me because I've been this overachiever. But I didn't know if the US Attorney's Office was going to issue a press release. I didn't know or want people to gossip about it once they heard. So one by one, I picked up the phone and I started calling people and telling them. And we're talking my friends from elementary school, high school, college, law school, my kids' friends' parents, my kids' teachers. I sit on a lot of boards in Miami, so like the executive directors of the nonprofits I sit in, the politicians that I knew, I called everybody, and I owned it. These were people that knew me at my core, that knew my history, and that could speak to my character. And the most incredible thing happened. I got 182 letters that were sent to the judge. Like, I thought people loved me only because I was this achiever and went to Columbia Law School, but actually people loved me for me. It was like I got eulogized before I died. Like, who gets that opportunity? People shared stories about how I had impacted them and touched their lives when I was in high school that I didn't even remember. The kind of role model I was for these people, I didn't even know, right? We don't even realize the impact we're having in people's lives. And these are 4 letters. I've pulled out some comments that they said. What I learned, though, is that people are very forgiving of our humanity when we give them a chance. One of my friends said to me, Rashmi, you stood naked and exposed for all of us to judge you. And we did. And we got to see ourselves in you. We got to teach our kids because of this experience, and we love you. It was totally the opposite reaction of what I ever expected, because I was so sure that nobody would be my friend after this. I thought I had absolutely destroyed my reputation, and it was the exact opposite. So how many of you have been in a federal courtroom? Okay, a lot of people in here. Right, so they're like very long rooms, very high ceilings. So on the day of my sentencing, almost all those 182 people showed up for me on a hot Tuesday summer morning in June 2015. And friends flew in from New York and drove down from Charlotte without even telling me to be there and to love on me. And I walked up to that podium in the middle and I gave my allocution, which is my apology. And I apologized to the judge. And I turned around and I apologized to my family and my community, and I promised to do better. And I didn't know what that looked like yet. And then the judge sentenced me to 1 year and a day in prison. And I know I don't fit the mold. Do I? No. But in that moment, I collapsed on the ground and I was hysterical crying. Because this was my whole life, right? This was everything I had worked so hard for. And it's not that I was scared for me, right? Like, I'm my grandfather's granddaughter. I'm a survivor, I'm a fighter, I'm strong. Who was I scared for? My kids. What's gonna happen to my kids? Who will love on them? Because isn't that what we're all doing it for? Right? But I had to surrender. Like, I literally had to physically surrender. But I had to mentally surrender, which meant for me, I had to let go of ego. I just could no longer worry, what are people gonna think about me? What are people gonna say about me? I had no control. Okay, guys, if you ask my ex-husband, he'll tell you I'm a control freak. And I was about to have zero control in my life. I was giving up everything I knew to enter a situation that I knew nothing about. And I was really scared, but I had to let go of my fear. And I absolutely had to let go of the judgment I was passing on myself and forgive myself. And that was my first step, right? I had to look at myself in the mirror and say, I forgive you, before I could move on. So on the morning of my surrender, which was August 17th, 2015, I had a couple of wishes. I used to be an avid runner. So I wanted to run at sunrise and pray with my family. So one of my happy places in Miami is Matheson Hammock Park. So I went there, I ran a few miles. You can see that my son didn't come because he was a mess that morning. You might be able to see that my dad's crying, but my mom's not. I was about to enter a twilight zone and I was so scared. I didn't even know what to expect. That uncertainty that looms over all of us today, I was feeling in a massive way. And I had no control over what was about to happen, because then when I surrendered, I became 05121-104. Right? They tried to take away my identity of Rashmi, and I became 05121-104. And what I learned in this surrender process is that letting go is power. I just no longer could control anything, and so I had to let go of all of it. And the self-imposed prison that I had put myself in for decades, I finally just began to break down those glass walls. One by one. And I had a lot of time to think about it in prison.